From the worldwide headquarters of EAS and Muscle Media Magazine, we're pleased to bring you this up-close and personal one-on-one interview with body of work director Ed Asiano and one of the champions of the 1997 Physique Transformation Challenge.
Meredith Brown, 27 years old, mother, working woman, the only woman among the 10 EAS Physique Transformation champions. Meredith turned a personal tragedy into a life-building triumph when, in just 12 weeks, she slashed her body fat from 23% to 12% and gained over 5 pounds of lean muscle to enhance her body. Hey Meredith, how you doing?
Hi, good.
You look like you've improved your body even more since the contest last year.
Yes, I've put on some lean muscle since then, in this last year.
How much?
I was 108 pounds when I finished the contest, and I believe I was at 12%, so I've maintained the same body fat percentage, and I'm 115.
And you've been able to maintain your style, your fitness lifestyle. You've been working out and training in a way that is consistent. You haven't lost it at all?
No, and what I have found that it's actually the hard part is getting to that goal that you're trying to achieve with fitness, and then it becomes a part of your lifestyle, and maintaining it is fairly simple.
So it's getting to the plateau, and once you're there, remaining there is, you're looking down on everyone else.
Yeah, once you've learned the basic training techniques and you've incorporated your training and your diet and your nutrition, it's fairly simple to maintain and just becomes part of your lifestyle to where you don't even think about it anymore. It's just something that you do.
You exercise how often?
6 days a week.
This is as natural to you as brushing your teeth, taking a shower? I mean, can you imagine going a day without exercise?
No, it gives me more energy. It helps me to get a lot more out of my time and out of my day. I have a lot more energy to do the things that I couldn't quite get everything done before. So instead of it taking an extra 45 minutes a day or an extra hour out of my day, it actually adds to my day and helps me get through it.
That's quite a statement. Particularly, working mother, that is a difficult thing for most women to find time to get any exercise in. And here you are saying that you actually are able to get more done and accomplish more, and you feel better.
I feel a lot better. And once you've achieved these kind of results, you don't ever want to let it go. You don't want to give it up after you have experienced what it feels like to have the physique that you've always wanted, to wear the clothes that you've always wanted to wear, to feel this type of energy and to feel strong and healthy. You don't ever want to give it up. So it does become an important part of your life.
Now, your story has inspired so many women and men. What has the reaction been like when you're walking down the street? Are you recognized? Are you treated somewhat like a celebrity?
Yes. In the beginning, I was receiving about 100 fan mail letters a week. And I still, a year and a half later, I'm receiving about 100 a month. And I don't think there's any gym that I walk into that a few people don't come up to me and, oh, you Meredith Brown, can you sign this magazine, or want to talk to me about the contest. And even at Disneyland, which I'm so surprised that somebody will spot me out of the crowd at Disneyland, and come up and talk to me. And I was even in Mexico a few weeks ago, had some people come up that recognized me from the video. So it's exciting, it's fun to talk to people and hear their input.
You said you get 100 letters a week, 100 a month now. What do they ask? What do they say?
Most of the people, they want to know how I did it. They want to know what my training regimen was, what my diet was. They may have some basic questions on tips and getting started, and they want to know what the supplements do and which ones they should take. And a lot of them are just sending compliments or thanking me for setting an example.
You're a role model now, but you also get, some of the advantages of it. You've been to Hollywood premieres, you've done photo shoots with nationally acclaimed photographers, television appearances, you've met some celebrities and sports stars, and, you get to travel and talk to fitness-minded people. What is that like?
Yeah, I imagined things like this happening and the possibility of things like this. I'd always daydreamed about actually having a professional makeup artist do my makeup and being in a professional photo shoot, and all of those things started happening and coming true when I won the contest. I got that makeup artist. I've had my makeup done several times by different makeup artists, and professional photo shoots, and it's really exciting.
You believe strongly in visualization. That was one of your 10 commandments from the Body of Work documentary. How important has that been, visualizing a goal and an image in your mind of what you want?
I believe visualizations probably was one of the most important keys for me in getting there. Actually seeing myself there, visualizing what I would look like when I was finished, what the benefits would be, what would happen. I even visualized winning the contest and having Bill Phillips come up and announce me as one of the 10 finalists. And amazing as it is, I visualize it pretty much how it actually happened.
That was quite a moment. What do you remember specifically about being up there on that hotel in Beverly Hills?
Yeah, the top of the Beverly Hills Peninsula. We walked up there, and it was like a garden terrace, and it had a view of the whole city. And I walked towards the end, and when I turned around, there was Bill Phillips congratulating me as one of the 10 finalists. And the whole video crew, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw Sylvester Stallone standing in the back, and it was pretty exciting.
Contrast what you're living now to the life before the contest. What was the day like for you?
Before the contest, I was finding myself with lack of energy. I was tired. It was hard to get through the day. The one thing that hit me the most was seeing that before picture that I took. I had never realized how far out of shape I had gotten until I seen that picture, and I was shocked. And that was kind of depressing. It made me think, wow, I think I was 25 at the time, and 25 years old, and when I should be in the best shape of my life, and I let myself look like this. So I was ashamed of how I looked and not living up to what I had expected for myself.
But it does do something when you see a picture, and normally we look at our faces. When you see your whole body like that, is that part of the shock?
Yeah, it was a great shock. You know, just walking around in clothes and at work, nobody ever would have guessed that I was really out of shape. When I told them that I was wanting to do this contest, everyone's like, you know, how much change can you make? You know, they weren't very positive. You know, you're one out of thousands and thousands of people entering this contest. How could you possibly win? You know, I had a lot of negative feedback when I first wanted to enter the contest. When I seen that picture, it didn't matter so much whether or not I won. I was going to get in the best shape of my life. That was my goal. Nothing was going to stop me.
Was there some event or some defining moment when you realized you had to make the change and you said, I am going to enter this contest?
Yeah, when I had such a loss of energy and I was depressed after losing a child, I was tired a lot and depressed, and my daughter, Caitlin, came to me and said, Mommy, it's a sunny day outside. Are you going to get out of bed? Let's go play. And I realized I needed to do this for her and for my family as much as I needed to do it for myself. It was even more important for them.
Now, you had been pregnant with your second child, and you lost that child before you were able to deliver. So it was a matter of not only getting over the sadness, but also shaping yourself up again.
Right, and in the first few trimesters when you gain the most weight, so I'd put on about 26 to 30 pounds. That's not so bad when you have a new baby to come home and look at, and it makes it worth carrying the extra weight. But when you come home empty-handed, you know, it makes it difficult to look in the mirror and say, I gained all this weight for nothing.
So you decided you were going to do something. Now, how did you find out about the contest? Where did the EAS Physique Transformation Challenge come in?
Well, in the past, I had flipped through the fitness magazines and seen the fitness models and fitness competitors and looked at them and told friends, gosh, you know, I wish I could look like that. You know, these girls were born that way. How could I ever get in that kind of shape? And you know, I wish I could be in those magazines. So a chiropractic friend of mine brought me the magazine and told me to call this 1-800 number, and, you know, he kind of got me started. So I called the 1-800 number, and they sent me a whole package on how to get started and a basic outline of a diet and workout plan and information on the supplements.
You know, a lot of the co-champions that we've talked to said that when they saw this, they knew almost intrinsically this was what they were waiting for. Did you feel the same thing? You felt like this is it for me?
Yes, I had been a stockbroker for 8 years at this time, and I felt like there's something out there, something so much more for me to be doing with my life. I just don't know what it is. And something that would make me happy, that I can contribute to other people and really help other people, something on a much larger scale. And when I seen this, like, this is it. I can win this. You know, this is a turning point in my life.
When you did go through this whole process and you're able to snap your after picture, what were you going through then? What was the feeling in your mind when you saw that picture?
It wasn't as much of a shock because I could see results all along the way. I could see my body changing from week to week. And other people could see it too. People in the gym would come up and tell me, wow, I can't believe the changes you're making. I can't believe what's happening. You know, I want to do what you're doing. Tell me about it. But people that see my before and after pictures are shocked. They absolutely cannot believe that the person in the before picture is me. They think this must be computer generated or fixed, or, you know, there's no way this is you. And so I spent a lot of time convincing people, yeah, it's really me. It's just I took that picture.
Well, that's funny. Did you notice that your life had changed beyond just your physical improvements after the 12 weeks of work that you'd put in?
I think it's a process. I think you feel little changes when you're looking in the mirror and you see your body changes. It changes your self-confidence and how you feel about yourself and maybe how you view yourself or think other people view you. But I felt a major change after I had completed the contest and found out that I had won. That was a whole nother feeling that I hope a lot of other people get to experience. And it's hard to explain that feeling, but it's a sense of accomplishment that I can achieve anything.
How do you feel about yourself?
Well, I feel good about myself because one of my main motives for entering this contest was to be able to inspire other people and motivate other people. And I think seeing is believing. And if they see me make those changes, I'll be helping them to be able to do it too. So that was one of my main goals, was to help other women that were in my same position or housewives with children that have gotten out of shape, to help inspire them to make these changes in their life.
What I really like to know about is kind of the steely determination that you have. To get through 12 weeks is not an easy task. Tell me, how difficult was it for you to accomplish a complete physique transformation in just 12 weeks?
I guess once I set my mind to something, it's more for me making the decision to do something. But once I've decided that I'm going to do something and I set my mind to it, there's no turning back. There's no giving up. It's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen, no matter what it takes, no matter what I have to overcome, what obstacles come my way. I know that however long it takes or whatever it takes to get there, that I will meet that destination eventually.
So you believe in setting goals. Do you think that that's a good way to go about achieving what you're after?
Yeah, I believe very much in setting goals and being very specific in the goals that I set. And I have short-term goals, mid-range goals, and long-term goals. And I usually write them down every year so that I can look back on my goals and see if I've completed them and set a new set of goals so that I'm always continually growing.
Now, you know, you're a busy working mother, sometimes are in the middle of more than one job. How do you find the time to exercise regularly? I mean, this is something that's a very difficult thing for so many people.
And that is an important thing, that you're consistent in exercising, and being consistent is more important than the amount of times that you're able to work out. So when I did this 12-week training for this contest, I was only allotted an hour to an hour and a half, 3 days a week. That was all the time that I had. It was a lunch hour. And I was consistent with it, and obviously it worked.
So you brought your gym clothes to work, you dashed out, and were able to squeeze in this kind of amazing physique transformation by working 3 days a week on your lunch hour.
Yes, and I found that in the beginning I was a little tired for the first few weeks. My body hadn't adjusted to it. I wasn't used to it yet. And if you can get through that first few weeks, it will pay off tenfold, because then I started realizing all the extra energy I had and was able to get a lot more into my day and use my time more effectively.
If you want it badly enough, you can find the time, you can shave the minutes here and there and get it done?
Yeah, you have to make a decision that this is going to be a priority for you. It's like a car. If you want it to run efficiently, you're going to change the oil, you're going to keep it maintained. And in order to be a more efficient person myself and to get more into my day, I need to take care of myself first and make sure that I'm healthy and that my body works to its full potential.
So let's get to the contest. What was your initial goal? I know that you said you wanted to get in shape. Did you say, let's just see what happens, or did you want to come away with results that were going to blow away the judges?
I was determined to win. I had told everyone I have a good chance of winning. I think I could win this contest.
I know that you were training for the contest with other people that you knew who were also training for the contest. They didn't win, you won. Was there something that you noticed that you did that helped you win when others around you couldn't get the same kinds of results?
It could have been a number of things, like maybe they weren't consistent, maybe they didn't stick to the diet. The nutrition and supplementation and diet is a good 80% of making a physique transformation. It's very, very important. And I stuck to it to the T. I never cheated. It was just so important to me. And once you start eating that way, and once your body has adjusted to not having all the carbs and all the junk and all the sugar, you at one point stop craving it.
So your body just adjusts and says, okay, I don't need this anymore. I'm getting everything I need, really, to be healthy and fit. You're not even asking for sugar and chocolate and all those things that everybody seems to love so much.
Well, in our society, we are fed a lot of carbs, a lot of fast food, and our bodies are used to burning carbohydrates as energy as opposed to fat. And the body does not start to burn fat until it's completely depleted of all these carbohydrates. So you never really get a chance for your body to adjust to burning fat as fuel instead of carbs, because we're constantly feeding it more and more carbs, and that's why a lot of people have problems with blood sugar levels and having dips in energy. Once you've learned to cut the carbs down and feed your body more protein, then your body will adjust to burning the fat for fuel instead of the carbohydrates, and you will be able to stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the day, which will also give you more energy.
Now, you know a lot about this. Obviously, you've lived it and you've been eating right and exercising correctly for the last year or so, but how did you initially get all of this information?
I knew when I began this contest that it would be important for me to educate myself on training and become educated on nutrition and supplements. I didn't want to waste any time in making mistakes. I wanted to do everything the right way because I had a limited amount of time to achieve the results that I wanted to achieve. So the first thing I did was subscribe to Muscle Media magazine, which has a lot of training techniques and information on training, information on nutrition and supplementation. When I entered the contest through the 1-800 number, they sent me a package with a basic outline of a diet. Bill also sent a lot of literature and motivational literature to us, which helped to keep me motivated.
Did you find the materials and product choices overwhelming? How were you able to kind of sort through that?
I basically focused on the EAS supplements. I took everything that was suggested. I was impressed when I called the 1-800 number because all of the staff there was very educated on the products and how they worked and why they worked and what would be best for me to take, how many grams for my body weight. They are 24 hours to answer any question that I had. So I did call them quite often with questions.
During the middle of this 12 weeks, did you ever feel like, you know what, this is too hard, or I want to quit, or I just don't feel like going to the gym today?
I never thought about it being too hard.
So the word quit never entered your mind?
No, it never entered my mind. All I did was focus on, I can't wait till I look like that. I can't wait till I get there. Because I have trained before. I've gone in the gym and worked out before and have quit before. Maybe I didn't have a specific goal. I didn't see immediate results. And it's like nothing is happening. And you think, what am I putting myself through this? Why am I working so hard for nothing? Nothing's happening. This time, I took the creatine and the phosphagen, and it helped me in strength gains. I kept a little journal with me every workout and recorded all my weight increments so that I knew when my weight was increasing from time to time. I tried to increase it every workout. When I took the creatine, I seen immediate results in the first few weeks. So at that point when normally I'd be saying, oh, nothing's happening, why am I working so hard? This time I'm like, I can't believe the strength gains. I can't believe what I'm seeing in the mirror. I can't believe I can lift this much. And it was exciting, and it kept me motivated because it was like, wow, what's going to happen next week? How much will I be able to do then? And so this helped me stay in the game.
Most people have difficulty staying with a program like this for 12 weeks.
Well, 12 weeks really is not a long time, and that's a short period of time, especially to realize those type of results and to see that type of a transformation in myself. 12 weeks seemed like nothing at all. It didn't seem like a long time. It was more like, oh, I've only got 2 weeks left.
Did you have any tough issues to deal with? Did you ever slip a chocolate chip into your diet? Or?
Well, I really didn't take my cheat meal, and I believe even in the training program that Bill had sent out to everyone, it says that you can take one cheat meal a week. I didn't take that cheat meal, but what I found out later was that I really should have. It would have helped me, and me not taking that cheat meal worked against me. And it also prevents your body from adjusting to your diet. Sometimes it will adjust, and then you'll plateau and not see the results, so it kind of shocks your body by having that cheat meal, and it actually helps you.
Now,
it helps keep your metabolism.
If you would have taken a cheat meal, what would you have had? What would you have gone to order up?
Well, I take those cheat meals now once a week, so I'll tell you what I do.
Good.
I'll probably have Chinese food or something fattening, fried, greasy. And my favorite thing to cheat on is chocolate cake. It's the best. It's like chocolate cake with chocolate chips and chocolate fudge icing and walnuts. And I do get a little bit sick after I have a cheat meal because I'm used to eating clean all week and my body's not used to all the sugar. So it's almost helps me in that way because it's like, oh, I never want to eat anything with sugar or grease again.
So you really have incorporated a healthy diet.
Actually, the worst thing that I did before, and probably because of the type of job that I had being a stockbroker, is up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you don't take lunch, you don't take breaks, you're there for 9-10 hours. So I was only able to get in maybe 2 meals a day, and so that slows down your metabolism. So the first thing I did was increase to 6 meals and sped up my metabolism, and I think that's probably the biggest mistake that most people make and the biggest misconception that people have. They think if I eat 6 times a day, I'm going to get fat. I have to stop eating to diet, and that's just really a huge misconception.
How do you do it now? I mean, how do you manage to have 6 meals a day when you're still as busy as you've ever been?
Well, you can supplement some of those meals with the Myoplex drink or a protein drink and meal replacement, so it makes it a lot easier. You really only have to get 3 cooked meals in. But I prepare my chicken and rice, ground beef, in a cooler, and I carry my food with me because I try to eat at least every 3 hours. And then at first it was hard. It was like, I can't eat this much food. I'm not hungry. I was forcing myself to get the next meal down. But once your metabolism starts adjusting to and speeding up, then now I find I can barely make it through 2 hours without eating. I'm hungry. I can't wait till the next meal.
You've reached the end of Side 1. Please turn the tape over for more of this interview.
Now, you say you bring this food with you. What do you bring on a given day to work? What are you packing into your cooler?
I'll bring hard-boiled eggs. I'll bring just chicken breasts, 4% ground beef, rice or baked potato with nothing on it, completely dry.
Do you dig in only a couple of hours, or will you sit there and eat little bits all day long?
No, I only eat every 2.5, 3 hours.
How many eggs and chicken breasts do you go through a week?
Now, quite a few. I've been buying frozen chicken tenders. They're 99% fat-free, and it's just the most tender part of the chicken. And it may be more expensive, but it's worth it when you find yourself eating chicken all day, every day, you want it to be good. So probably go through about 5 bags of chicken a week. They're 4-pound bags, like 20 pounds of chicken, 120 egg whites.
120 egg whites. Well, it sounds good, though. It's working, obviously. Did you kind of come to a point where you look forward to training and look forward to eating healthy? Did you find what you were doing, even during the contest, enjoyable?
I had to make a change from eating for personal satisfaction. A lot of people eat because they just enjoy to eat, to I'm eating to feed my body what it needs to do what it needs to do. So it became more of, this is what I need to feed my body. So I wasn't eating for pleasure anymore. So that's not always fun, and it's kind of hard to stick to. But I would say that the benefits of what I've achieved outweigh the negatives of, how difficult it is sometimes to have to eat chicken again. But I have learned a million different ways to cook chicken.
Look at the good side.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of new recipes from other people and bodybuilders. And something that I just recently learned, because I love pancakes, and pancakes are a lot of carbs and flour and whatever else is in there. So from a good friend of mine, I learned how to make pancakes out of a 1/2 cup of oatmeal and 4 egg whites. Because that's basically what bodybuilders eat for breakfast, is egg whites and oatmeal. So you just put the oatmeal and egg whites in a blender, and you blend it up into a batter, and you make a pancake out of it. Then I put sugar-free syrup and Molly butter.
Wow, we can all eat pancakes again. Great. I like that. We're going to get more tips from you later. Now, you're at a stage where you found out you were one of the 10 finalists. You were invited to Golden, Colorado. You had really no idea who even the other 10 people were. So what was it like being there, and what was it like going through the weekend where you all got to meet each other?
A lot of people scared me before I went up there, so when I went up there, I did not know what to expect. And, delightfully to my surprise, when I met everyone was just wonderful. We all became like family, and like I have 9 big brothers. Everyone was really good to each other and helpful to each other, and we trained together and hung out together. And, I still talk to and keep in touch with everyone. So, I was really pleased and found that I had a lot in common with each of these people from all over the country that I had never met.
You got to a point where you're all in the auditorium, you're waiting for a final decision. And obviously, Bill Phillips decided that there was no clear winner. You were all winners. What was your feeling at the moment of that announcement?
I was very happy with the decision that Bill had made there. I felt that each of us had equal importance in being a spokesperson and being a role model for the public. And once I got to know everyone, I would have been upset if anyone had lost. I wanted everyone to win.
Now, I can attest to the fact that you're not back to, 155 pounds and pear-shaped. I mean, how much has exercise and good diet and supplements become a part of your life? Is this something that's standard in your life right now?
This has become a very important part of my life and has become my lifestyle. And I've enjoyed talking to people so much and giving people advice on nutrition and on training and showing people how to train and seeing other people make these important changes. Like my mother, I started training her and she lost 20% body fat in 3 months. And she went from having severe osteoporosis in 6 months to medium osteoporosis. Her doctor said they're going to actually put it in the medical journals because they have never heard of that happening in such a short period of time. So I've seen amazing things happen to people that I care about, and I want to be able to share that with other people. So I've quit that job, as a stockbroker of 9 years and have decided to devote my life to personal training.
Well, you're an example. I mean, women really haven't discovered weight training and supplementation as a general rule as ways to lose fat and get fit. Should more women be getting into the gym and pursuing this?
Yeah, I don't think women realize how important it is. A lot of women have the misconception that if they train with weights and take bodybuilding supplements, that they're going to end up like the Incredible Hulk with big muscles or, look like some of the women that take steroids and compete. That's just not going to happen. it takes years and years and years and drugs to get to look like that. But just weight training and proper diet and supplementation is going to get you toned and sexy and a fit-looking body.
Is it intimidating for women to go into the free weight section of a gym? Sometimes, women look at this and say, oh, this isn't for me. It doesn't seem like I belong here. That doesn't need to be the case.
That doesn't need to be the case, and we need to use that equipment just like the men. So women shouldn't feel intimidated. I went right in there and I did the same training as everybody else. I didn't really care what they thought because I was there to do something for me, and I was going to get these results no matter what it took. And everybody has to start somewhere.
Could you have accomplished what you did without using weight training?
I don't believe so. The more lean muscle that you carry on your body, the more lean mass that you have, the more fat that you burn. So my weight training was even more important than my cardio. I focused on my weight training much more so than I did cardio. With weight training, you're building lean muscle and looking tone and losing body fat.
Some people will say, you know what, working out is a difficult thing because it takes so much money and time, and I'm probably going to have to hire a trainer and pay for supplements.
I figured it out, and I actually saved money on food and on meals that I would have eaten. If you compare how much it costs you to have a meal replacement drink, a protein drink, as opposed to going and buying a meal, you're saving money. So it really wasn't that expensive, and it was worth it. It was worth it to me to have the body I've always wanted and to look the way that I wanted and feel good about myself. That's worth all the money in the world.
Is there one factor that you feel was the most essential to your success? What could you pinpoint one?
Just it's determination. It's a desire for something that you're not going to let anything get in your way because it just becomes so important to you. You make it a priority in your life.
Well, let's get to your actual program. How would you spend your lunch hours?
Basically, the first hour I did 1 hour of weight training, depending on which body parts I was doing. Some take a little bit longer or a little bit less. But basically, I trained an hour with weights, and I did a half hour of cardio 3 times a week. I trained 2 body parts per workout.
So you might have done what?
I might have done like chest and triceps one day, back and biceps one day, and legs another day.
Did you start out using lighter weights in the beginning, or how did you begin the process?
Yeah, I mean, I of course started with lighter weight, and I just did whatever felt comfortable to me and recorded, how many reps and what weight that I used and kept track of that. And when I trained for the contest, I believe I did more of like a pyramid sets where I increased the weight each time. I think I did 3 sets of 8 reps, and then I did 3 more sets increasing the weight each time.
And you never spent more than an hour, hour and a half in the gym at any given time. This was the time you had.
Right. There was a lunch hour I had somewhere else that I had to go. So that was the time that I spent.
Did you try and push yourself to lift the most amount of weight you possibly could?
No, it's more important, what I have found, is to have the proper technique and to lift the weights correctly and be doing the exercise correctly than it is to lift more than what you can handle. It's more important to finish all the reps and to do them slow and controlled than it is to quickly pound out some heavy weight and not finish the exercise. But I did push myself to keep increasing it and keep setting new goals with the amount of weight that I was lifting. And that was not a problem. My strength was increasing every time, and I was able to lift more and more weight each time.
A lot of people wonder, well, how do I gauge how much I should lift when I first start or as I progress? Without a trainer, did you have a particular formula, or was it trial and error?
It's pretty much trial and error. It's feeling what feels comfortable. How much can I lift and be able to do this exercise and finish the amount of reps that I need to finish? If it feels too easy, increase the weight. If it's too hard and you can't even get through your reps, then you're lifting too much.
Now, how often would you train each muscle group?
Once a week. So I had to be focused on it. I tried to not leave too much time in between reps and in between exercise because I keep my heart rate up. But I did vary the intensity. Like I might do 1 rep, like 4 counts up and 4 counts down, and the next time do it 8. I would change around the angle of the exercise or the type of equipment that I used, change the amount of time in between sets.
All of these things are good, so you're constantly working new portions of the muscle?
Right, you want to change the angle to get different areas of the muscle, different parts of the bicep, or you just don't want your body to adjust and plateau. You don't want it to adjust to anything. You want to keep challenging it.
How did you know that you were succeeding in your workouts, that you were giving yourself the proper amount of stimulation?
Well, I knew because I could see the weights increasing. I could see that I could lift them easier, that my technique was getting better, and I could see the changes.
Now everybody says, "Oh my God, you come walking out of the gym and you're so stiff you can't even move." Was there soreness as well?
I actually didn't feel a tremendous amount of soreness. I don't know if it was the HMB. I'm not sure why, but I wasn't really super sore.
What about free weights versus weight machines? I know that that's an issue sometimes in the gym, and a lot of women tend to use weight machines more than free weights. Did you particularly concentrate on one or the other?
I did mostly all free weights, but with free weights, you want to really make sure you're not lifting more than you can handle. It's easier to injure yourself. I believe you can probably achieve the same results by using the machines, but I really focused on the free weights.
Did you have a spotter helping you with free weights?
Yeah, I usually had someone to work out with so that they could spot me.
Okay, good.
But you shouldn't really need someone to spot you because you shouldn't be lifting more than what you can handle.
What about your cardio and aerobics? You said about a half an hour, 3 times a week?
All I did for cardio was the recumbent bike.
So you pretty much would get on that bike and pedal for 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, and I'd bring headphones and listen to some music. Without the music, I could barely make it through the 30 minutes. And with it, I could do it and do it faster and harder. So it really helped me. And
during the workout themselves, during your training sessions, did you feel like this is almost kind of a nice escape from the pressures of work and all of the things you have to do as a mother and your daily routine?
Yeah, it was a nice escape. It was personal time, to think and time to have to yourself, to do something for yourself. And I also felt it's a major release of stress. And prior to this, as many of you know, being a stockbroker is a very intense, stressful job. So when you have no way to release it, I would internalize it through my health. And, I get sick to my stomach or have headaches or some type of tension from the stress. And what I found with training with weights and doing the cardio, I found that I was not having these problems anymore. I was releasing that stress through training.
Well, now what about other factors? I know that you want to drink a lot of water during any kind of training session, any kind of exercise. How much water would you drink?
It was very difficult for me to get the water down. I wasn't used to it, and it's something you have to get used to. But you want to drink at least a gallon of water a day. So I would take like the 64-ounce bottles with me everywhere. And, it was difficult because you have to use the restroom more frequently, and you're at work, and you have to get up every 10 or 15 minutes. Or, it's very important to flush out the lactic acid and keep your body from retaining water. You need to drink a lot of fluids.
What about sleep? I mean, did you notice that you required more sleep, or did you try and give yourself more sleep?
Before this, I had a hard time sleeping. It wasn't that I wasn't tired, because remember, I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was very tired, but not resting well, waking up a lot during the night and tossing and turning. It would take me an hour to get to sleep, and if something woke me up in the middle of the night, it would take me more time to fall asleep. And yeah, once I started training, I definitely slept through the night.
So another added benefit.
Increased my quality of sleep.
And nutrition-wise, what did you eat? What were the kinds of things on a given day that you would eat?
When I was doing the contest, I was eating 6 meals a day. I would have a Myoplex drink for breakfast, which helped because it's hard to get up early enough to make a breakfast before you have to be at work at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I could just make that in the blender and drink it on my way. Then I would have like a yogurt, fat-free yogurt for snack. I was getting frozen teriyaki chicken bowls and putting them in the microwave because it was quick and easy. And remember, these maybe have not been the very best things that I could have eaten as far as diet. They may have more sodium or some more carbs. But I also knew that with my schedule, if I didn't make it simple enough to be able to stick to it, I may end up not being able to to do it, and it was more important to be consistent. So I had to make it a realistic diet, a realistic element to be able to stick to it. I could just pop a teriyaki bowl in the microwave for lunch and then another protein drink. And usually for dinner, I would have a no-carb dinner. So just vegetables and chicken, or vegetables and fish, or I ate ground beef, and I tried to get lean cuts of steak.
Did you count your calories? Do you remember about what your intake was?
I really didn't count calories, and I still don't really count calories. I kind of just know about what one chicken breast and half a cup of rice.
What about supplementation? You said that you ended up taking just about everything. Did you start out taking everything, or did you work your way into it?
I did take Myoplex 3 times a day, and now they even have the Myoplex Light, which is better because it's just the right serving, just the right amount. And then I maintained it with the Betagen, which has phosphagen and HMB.
Mm-hmm. Of the supplements that you took, was there one that you couldn't have been without? Was there one you liked more than the other?
Well, I couldn't have been without the Myoplex, because that was something that helped save time. It was like a dessert to me. It helped me with my sweet tooth for chocolate. That was probably the most important thing that I did, was take the Myoplex.
And you also ended up being part of the documentary body of work, which is partly the reason why you're so well recognized, and became part of the EAS team.
It's been very exciting to watch the body of work and to be at the premieres and all of us to be together. Watching yourself on the big screen, it's something that not everyone gets to experience in their lifetime. And I never realized the full impact of each person's story until I seen it on the body of work video. And everyone that I show the video to is so inspired by it. They cry, they laugh, and then they want to go work out immediately after they turn it off. So it's made a great impact in dealing with people and inspiring people. And I've just gotten a lot of positive feedback from everyone on the video, and it's just something that I hope and I think will be around for a long time, like pumping iron. It's something everyone will always remember. I think this will be too.
Well, it's been a pretty fun journey, though, for you, hasn't it? Have you enjoyed this change in your life?
I've enjoyed it, and I've got to experience a lot of things that I've always wanted to experience, and I look back and I'm so glad that I've had all these things and all these memories, and that I've got to, travel to places and meet a lot of different people and feel how good it feels to inspire someone and to help somebody else make an important change in their life.
That is a big thing. You're able to now kind of devote more time to your passion, which is becoming increasingly health and fitness related.
Yeah, I've basically been able to devote all my time to that, and finally found that I've found something in my life worthwhile doing. I have a sense of accomplishment when I help somebody else make an important change in their life and help them reach their goals.
So Meredith, is there any advice that you have for people who are currently in the contest?
Well, I believe that what makes people successful is believing in yourself and believing that there's nothing in the world that you can't do. You can accomplish anything in life that you believe or that you want to. Nothing is reaching too far. And being able to take personal tragedies, because everyone's going to experience tragedies in life and great obstacles. That's just how life is. And it's how we react to them that makes us successful. And it's turning these tragedies into a propelling force to drive us even harder in the direction of our goals and help us achieve more and more in life.
When you look back at that person who's standing there for the before picture, what do you think? What do you think of that person at that time in her life?
It's very hard for me because I am ashamed that I even ever let myself be that way, that everyone has a downtime in their life and everyone has a point in life. Sometimes it's like almost get stuck. You almost get in a rut and something needs to wake you up and something needs to show you that you need to make a change in your life. And I'm just thankful that I did make that change.
Tell me about your routine now. What are you doing to maintain the type of body that you have now?
I do 4 sets of 12 of 3 different exercises for each body part. And I'm eating a lot more protein, and I'm eating a lot more cooked food, more chicken. I guess I eliminated the frozen teriyaki bowl and replaced it with just plain dried chicken or baked potato. I eliminated the yogurt and the cheese. I used to eat string cheese. I eliminated that and replaced it with egg whites and oatmeal, and that's basically it. It's pretty much similar to what I had done before.
You're finding that the results have improved even beyond what you'd experienced before?
Yeah, I'm always improving. I'm always still seeing results from week to week.
So what are your new goals?
Well, one thing that doing this contest helped me to realize, because when I first set out, I kind of had a lot in mind that I was doing this to help other people and to show other people that they could change. I was going to show them, I can do it, you can do it too. And then along the way, I realized I was making choices for myself, and I was finally doing something in my life that was for me. I was really becoming a better person, and it was better for everyone. I could help more people. So I've started to apply that principle a little bit more in my life, and I've made a lot of decisions in my life since then, and maybe have made some decisions that were scary to me, but I've surmounted things. I can take whatever's thrown my way.
What Meredith is talking about is visualizing goals, never quitting, never even thinking of quitting. Keep it positive, and don't let anyone put any limitations on you. You can achieve whatever you want. So Meredith, thanks a lot. Thanks for being here.
And thanks for having me. And for all the listeners and people that have written tons of fan mail, all the positive feedback that I've received from everyone has really helped me to make the decision to make this my life, and to realize how much enjoyment and how much I get out of hearing what other people have had to say. And so it's helped me make some important changes in my life.
On behalf of the entire team and staff here at Muscle Media Magazine, thank you for listening. And remember, our goal is to help you achieve your goal. If we can help you in any way, give us a call at 1-800-297-9776 or visit the EAS website at www.eas.com. Meredith Brown achieved extraordinary results during EAS's 1997 Physique Transformation Challenge from her unique program of training, nutrition, and supplementation. Because individuals differ, their results will differ, even with the same training, nutrition, and supplementation programs. Before commencing any program of exercise, nutrition, or supplementation, consult with your doctor, particularly if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, chronically ill, elderly, or under the age of 18, or if you're taking any prescription or other medication.